Alright, welcome to another Matthumanpizza video. In this video, I think I already showed you that there are four. The title of the video is How Many Doors Are in a Toyota RAV4? It's a 2010. Well, there's four main doors. That's the answer. So that's the video title, and that's your answer. So that's the video. The rest of this is going to be just kind of, just me yapping, because that's what I like to do. That's what people like to hear. That's why you read books, because you want to hear a story. You want to immerse yourself. You want to immerse yourself in a story that you can relate to, or maybe you can't relate to. You can't relate to it, and then you immerse yourself in the story, and you become an avatar, and then you can relate, because that new experience has become a part of you, which you couldn't relate before, but now you can, because that experience is a part of you, and now you can relate. So that is, it's like the history of life, of what we think happened, based on scientific yada yada, where first you had single cells, something about prokaryotic or eukaryotic life, something like you had a blob of, you had a cell, and then another cell swallowed it up. It's like you have, what happened there? You had like a cell, and then you have this other cell, or maybe it's less than a cell or something like that, but this cell swallowed it up, and instead of ingesting it, and it became part of it, like the mitochondria or something like that. It became part of it, and that, I guess, evolution or whatever, it multiplied and then duplicated, mitosis, whatever happened, and then that became like a specialized machinery inside the cell. So the analogy is, the point is, you're one thing, and then you have another thing over here. You can't relate to it, and then you swallow it, and then you become it, and then now you can relate to it because it's a part of you. So you have an experience. You go out for new experiences. That's what we do. That's what we seek out, new experiences. We venture out, we trek, and then maybe aggressively or passively we do, like watching a movie or a show, or listen to music, or just the variety, something to spice things up, something new. So it's not new. I mean, you're used to something. You want to stay. You want survival. You want to stay. You want survival. You want to stay alive, because that's, I don't know. That's just what we do. It's more, I guess, beneficial to stay alive than to not exist. But so I mean, the universe, I guess, wants us to exist for, a few decades that we measure time in. Well, more than a few, multiple decades. So 60, 70, 80 years or whatever. But on average, right now in the year 2020. But I guess that's what the universe, multiverse, I guess that's what it wants right now. That's just its goal, if it has one, is for life. We might not be the primary players, for lack of a word, lack of language for it. We not be, maybe rocks, maybe inert, maybe like inorganic things might be the primary players. The universe, if it had a being, if it has a soul, or whatever it is, it maybe the rocks and stuff is its main priorities. Secondary might be organic life. But so we reproduce and do all the things that we do, and we do it kind of like an ant marches along without knowing why. We don't know why, but we just do it. And you just stay alive until you stay dead. You stay alive until you stay dead, and then it's a singularity. That's a singularity when you die, because of physics of what we think we know, go to a black hole, but we don't know what happens inside a black hole. That's a singularity. Or the edge of the universe, expansion into, that's a singularity, wherever it's expanding into or from or whatever. To, I mean, if you go back before the Big Bang, if there was a Big Bang, because that's a singularity. When you die, that's a singularity. I mean, we have many, religions and stuff like that. So you can say it's debatable. You can say it's not debatable or whatever, but that's not the premise of the video. I'm just talking or whatever. Just talking. I'm not saying anything concrete, but anyway, so this car has 4 doors: a front driver door, a passenger door, and 2 back doors. And the trunk is a door too. I mean, it's kind of a door because it swings, but I'm not counting it. But it swings open like a door. It doesn't go up; it goes to the side. So, which is pretty neat, considering that it has to the hinges on it has to hold all that weight, which is pretty practicality, pretty from an engineering point of view. It's pretty neat that they managed to get a door to stay up like that, because that's a lot of weight for a door. And because usually you have like hydraulic or oil-filled tubes that keep a trunk up when you lift it, and in the hood, you prop up with a metal rod or just a metal stick, or whatever. I got people watching me from about 500 yards away. But anyway, so it's really cool. All the engineering that goes into these vehicles, and just all the necessary ingredients to do this or whatever. So there's the sky in the sunroof. That makes for a much better picture. Look at that. That's amazing. Another beautiful day. It's got to be at least 80 something degrees Fahrenheit here. We go by Fahrenheit, and here in the United States. This is what you learn from an early age. I mean, you learn of Celsius and Kelvin briefly in science classes, but Fahrenheit is just a word. If you're used to a word when you grow up, then that's what you want to use pretty much for the rest of your life. It's really hard to switch over to, say, kilometers, because we say miles or whatever. We don't say miles per hour. We don't say kilometers or kilometers per hour. But even though it's like based on tens, and it's a better system because it's, I guess, more scientific the way you measure them. But anyway, it's just how we learned. So this vehicle has 4 doors. You have for your driver. The driver gets in the driver door over here. So it's right into the seat, to where you got gas pedal and brake pedal and the steering wheel and turn the car on. You can do all that. So the driver door opens to the driver's seat, which is on the left side of the vehicle here in the United States, and probably a bunch of other countries too. And then the passenger seat is over there. That's where, if you have more than one occupant, more than one person, they sit over there. And each seat has a seat belt. It has a seat belt here. There's a seat belt right here. So it comes over and clicks. It's for safety. You have a lot better chance of survival and not being thrown through the front windshield if you're in a crash. If you don't have a seatbelt on, then you're going to go flying forward, because the car would come to an abrupt stop. Alright, now the door has the inside door lock buttons, which is right here. That's an inside door lock button. Push that to lock. And then you have the power window switches, which are these right here. This operates your driver window, passenger, and back left window, back right window. And then you have your window lock switch, which is right here. That when you push that in, it locks the windows so you can't put them up besides yours, besides the driver's side. And then you have the door lock switch, which is right here, where you unlock the doors electronically and lock the doors electronically. So that's pretty much your electronics of your and your manual, your mechanics right here. You open the door, lock it right there, manually lock it, open it manually, and then electronically operate the windows, and electronically lock and unlock the doors, and electronically disable the windows, the window locks. And then this is pull the mechanical pull or push the door. It gives you a good grip. And then you have a speaker right there, a little speaker, and then some place to put storage or guard when you crash into something. And then that physics, action, reaction, momentum, you'll fly forward through the window or into the window. It'll hurt, probably kill you. So we have that as protection. And then so the seatbelt stops all that. And we have airbags too, so that'll definitely stop you. And anyway, so in the back seat, there's two back doors, one on the right side and one on the left side back there. Back there, there's one main seat. Well, it's two seats actually. There's two seats, and it's really cool. I mean, you have that door over there, and then you have that door right there. And then so the back seat is there's two seats, and they can adjust individually. See, they can adjust individually to up and down for back support. You can pull the seats all the way down to make your trunk a whole lot bigger, to where the whole back seat is part of the trunk, which I can fit 10-foot 2x4s from all the way to the back to the front, and they end up like about right here. They kind of push against the front, and I can make them slide up here on top of the dash. So you can fit 10-foot 2x4s, a whole bunch of them in this car. So it's a sport utility vehicle, SUV. So it really is like a utility vehicle, because you can haul stuff on top and within. And people, you don't need a truck to be a guy. You can have an SUV, and where the things you haul in the back, I put lawnmowers in here, weed eaters, all sorts of carpentry, wood and metal, and you can fit all kind of stuff in an SUV, and it fits a bunch of people, and its safety is great. It's like a 505 safety. The only bad thing about the Toyota RAV4 is, as an SUV, it has a slightly higher chance to roll over when going around a turn really fast. If you're going really fast, you're going around a turn, it could roll over, because of just the way the center of gravity is. It doesn't really have a wide wheelbase. And I'm just talking off the top of my head about that. Talking off the top of my bald head about that. So you can take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, it's really nice here, and I like talking, and I like writing. I've been writing a book, and I'll be advertising that book once I get it finished. It's going to take a few months, because I write about 500 to 1,000 words per day. I'm writing right now a sci-fi science fiction novel, and I want to get at least 55,000 words, which is so you have 1,000 words. 1,000 words is about 4 pages. So 55. So say 50,000. 50 times 4, 200,000 words. So I'm more than 55. So over 200,000 words. I think I got lost. 200,000. Yeah, 200,000 words. And I'm 5,000 words in. and it's about 19 pages, and so I'll have a whole bunch of pages, probably 200. That's about 200 pages, yeah. Because 400 pages is 100,000 words. I might have got my words mixed up right there talking about that, and my numbers, my mathematics. But I read a 400 page. I finished a 400 page book, and I looked online and it said it had 100,000 words in it. So half of that is 200 pages. So if I want to write a 200 page book, which is a decent book, I think about 200 pages, the novel, 200 page, and then it's about 55,000 words. It's a lot of words, and I think it's doable. It takes some time. It'll take a few months. It'll take 2-3 months. I mean, I can try to do 1,000 words every 2 days. That's my goal. You gotta have goals set up, and once you have goals set up, then all you gotta do is meet them. Just meet the goals, or like little deadlines, or like mini deadlines. And so far, I've been able to meet these mini deadlines, and so next week I should be up to 10,000 words, and that's just 1 week away. So it all adds up, and it's pretty neat the way things are, the way things go. And you ever notice that when you look at somebody from far away, even if they're looking sideways or they can't even see you looking at them, that they feel or know that you're looking at them? It's like the light. If you can see them, then they can see you, for the most part. I think it has to do with the light. Light going into your eye, or when you look at them, your light is kind of like refracting back at them. In order for you to see them, light has to go from them to you. So there's light everywhere. So, and then we're aware of our environment. So people can see that you're looking at them, and you can see that they're looking at you for the most part. If you're hyper aware or aware. So back to this vehicle having 4 doors. Usually some cars say, if you have the door open, it'll say door ajar, meaning door open. It's like Spanish for door open, I believe. It's like a safety feature. But so this vehicle has 4 doors, and each door has its own purpose. And in order to get inside the car, you need a door. I mean, you can come in through the sunroof or the trunk, but the main way to get in is through the front, passenger, and back doors. That's the main way to get into your vehicle, at least this SUV, this particular vehicle. So that's how you get in, and you put your arms and legs in, and you kind of just maneuver yourself into the driver's seat to where you can control the vehicle. And because the whole point is to get from point A to point B, and to do that, you operate the vehicle, you turn it on, and you put it in gear, which is park, reverse, neutral, or drive. More than likely you're hitting reverse first to go backward, and then you brake, stop, come to a complete stop, and then you put the transmission into drive, and then you push on the accelerator to go. When you put in reverse, you push on the accelerator to go back, and then you stop, and then you put it in drive, and then you put your foot on the gas and accelerate forward, and you turn at the same time with the steering wheel. And you have your seatbelt on already. You already checked your mirrors. So you do all this. You check your mirrors, and then you gotta know where you're going, or if you don't, you gotta maintain and follow the rules of the road and the law, and which can it depends on where you're at. You have to know where you're at, and there's a lot to all this. That's why the human being is the only life form that can operate a vehicle, because the vehicle was made just for a human being. You know, that we know of. Humanoids. We're the only humanoids that can drive. A chimpanzee can't operate a motor vehicle. I don't think they would pass the test. And so that's just what happens. And so you need that cognition. It's just all the small things that you don't think about. And so you're moving, you're cruising, and you operate your brake and your gas pedal and your steering wheel. So you're using your feet and your hands are on the steering wheel, and you have a radio station where you can listen for your ears. So your eyes are looking around at the road. Your eyes are being used. Your ears you're listening to for other cars honking their horns, or you turn the radio on. You listen to broadcast, which is another hot technology. So you're listening to that. And then smelling, you don't really need much smelling. You can smell the exhaust coming out of the back of your car if that's bad. But and then taste. If you give through a drive-through and get food, then you can taste your food. But pretty much sight, seeing, and just having a little intuition. You got. I don't know how much that plays and how scientific that is, but if it is at all. But you pretty much just you drive and you have a good time. And then if you're parked, you put in P for park, then you can make a video like I am and talk about doors on a vehicle, and just have a good idea, good day, and have a good time. Spend a lot of time, with myself alone. I got kids or whatever. But when I'm not with the kids or whatever, then I'm with myself or a girlfriend, some lady friend. But but for the most part, friends, I don't really have friends, acquaintances, co-workers. But nah, I don't know if I'd even, I don't know, I got time for that. It'd be fun, but it's just not the way things go. I think because I have a tan skin, and I'm not around a lot of tan people, so it's hard to find people that are similar looking. That's what we do. We find people that are similar looking, and that's who we get with. That's who we hang around, because that's birds of feather flock together. That's just how it goes. But where you see people, like couples with the same facial features, they might have like a big chin or big nose or big eyes, or their eyes might be spaced out the same, forehead, the same weight. One loses a bunch of weight, and the other one cheats on them because, or they separate because they're no longer the same. That's how it goes. So, but me looking like any and all races, it's tough. It's tough finding someone that looks like all races and ethnicity. I look like I look like pretty much all ethnicities except Asian. But anyway, alright, so that's it. It's a good video. Have a great day. Alright, we're back, and I'm going to eat some Chinese food while I don't know if it's, try to get in the camera to where it's not dark. Look right there. I don't want to be like showing my camera like I'm recording other stuff, like people. I'm recording myself. So there we go. I think I can't tell with the lights glare and all that jazz. It's really bright, but we'll put the camera right there, and got some Chinese food. I'm gonna put like $6 and I don't know 41 cents for like some chicken and rice. Big portion. I don't know if that's. See, I think I'm in the dark. Yeah, I'm like in the shadow. Any other? It's just if you like hearing someone talk, then this channel's for you. If you don't, then whatever. But there we go. So I'm gonna be talking behind. I'll be behind the steering wheel. Ooh, this is cool shape. Anyway, I don't have a drink. Well, I have an old drink. Let's see what this is. Yeah. That's tea from yesterday. It's been in the car. It's been in the car for God knows how long. Gosh, only God knows. So, behind the steering wheel here. Hi. So I got some chicken, some sweet and sour chicken. No, orange chicken. Orange chicken. And rice. Okay. Orange. If I can. If I'm getting it in the picture, and there we go. Orange chicken and rice. Good times. And as a courtesy, you have your lights right here, so you can turn it off when you open the door, or you turn it to the left right here. That'll, whenever you open the door, the lights will come on. If you go to the right, then nothing happens when you open the door. It's a courtesy. It's just like a courtesy thing. For you open the door and you have your electronic fob with you, it'll unlock it. I mean, it'll turn on the lights on the these lights right here, which is neat.